take a break from the Insta pics to tell you about the days I was 5 or 6, and I ain't ever even played a game before. When my bros brought home Moon Patrol, I was in trance, my eyes were starry. My bro let me know it's called Atari. A lifelong love affair started right there, and I played every game that my bros brought near. But it wasn't long before I got obsessed. We were walking into CSI NES. A Sunday morning in my Sunday best, saw Mario running and I put him to the test. Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, Zelda and Link was so dear to me, and I was never alone. I was playing Punch Out, getting TKOs and touchdowns and Tecmo Bowl, making my way to the top like a bubble bobble never pop when I'm having this fun. I don't even know what to do. I can hop in a plane 1942 and try to survive in the land of Clue. Apollo and Zexus try to kill Jason, always perplexed us. Dr. Mario feeling infectious. Every new game somehow impressed us. I can kill Hitler, Bionic Commando. These Capcom games, man, there's nothing they can handle. Fighting nightmares with Nemo in Dreamland. Just like Kirby, I'll be living the dream, and these NES games done got my brain. I don't even know if y'all hearing me. About to go conspiracy. Paperboy, Popeye, Spy Hunter, one more try. Rushing attack on the field of track. Thinking about it, man, it takes me back. Captain Skyhawk felt like the best, and who can forget Festus Quest, Kung Fu Hogan's Alley, Balloon Fight, Duck Hunt, Metroid, Excite Bike. All these NES games. All these NES games, man.
Welcome to the Gamerz realm. Welcome to the Gamerz realm. Yeah. DJ the Gamer, yes I'm back. Go put out the bolo. No, that's not Mr. Switch, that's the homie CHRONOZ. If you haven't heard, it's a brand new day. About to sneak into the game like a CHICHUKI way. And I will never hit my peak though. Yes, I'm a gamer, this the Geek Show. Early in the morning I'll be cooking, see just what I'm making. It'll wake you up, that's Awaken Bacon. Other rappers gonna envy me. Wanna level up, yeah, I got my EXP. You better pack your bags, you gon' need a vacation. Father and a gamer like I'm Ryan Drayson. Moved up to a pro from a rookie. Shout out my man CHICHUKI. Becoming stronger, in case you could not tell. Now welcome to the Gamerz realm.
All right, welcome in, everyone. I can't be the only one that's like sitting here like.
Oh man, it was.
Along with all the music, yeah. That might age me a little bit, like how bad that looked. But welcome in. This is Gamerz Realm episode 80. Hard to believe that we've hit another big milestone. I am your host for tonight, Ryan, and my co-host is CHRONOZ.
What's up?
And tonight we have a very special guest. She's a gamer. She's an anime fan. She's, if I may say, a sojourner on a quest for something new. We have Kira live from Japan. Welcome.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi, thanks for having me on the podcast. How fun.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
It's great to have you on. And so let's start. Let's start kind of like simple and easy. Can you give us sort of your background in terms of like how you got into gaming and anime and all that cool stuff we all love? And I'll tie that in with another question of sort of how did you end up living in Japan?
Okay, so getting into gaming, I started from when I was very young, 4 or 5 years old. And my parents had a Sega Genesis. Really, my dad had a Sega Genesis. And the first game I ever played was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And it's still to this day one of my favorite games of all time. And yeah, from there, from playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2, 3, from a young age, I bought the original Sonic the Hedgehog. And then from there on, it just snowballed into I was just buying Sonic R. Eventually got a Nintendo 64, which was my first dive into a Nintendo system ever. My first Mario game was Super Mario 64. My first Zelda game was Ocarina of Time. So that's kind of how I started, and never stopped. Had my first system that I ever owned that was just mine, like my own system, was honestly the Nintendo GameCube, which was a great era for me personally and getting into different types of games. And then anime came a lot later for me. As a kid, we were all watching Pokemon. I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! But Beyblade was a personal favorite of mine. But I didn't really understand at that point that it was anime from Japan. There was animation from Japan. Until Sonic X came out in, I want to say it was 2004 in the US. Friends at school were telling me, hey, you need to check out Foxbox. There's a new Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. We know you love Sonic. And that Sonic X was the first time I realized, like, hey, this is anime. This is animation from Japan. And at that time, in 2004, 2005, I had access to the internet and was able to learn more about anime and how it was from Japan. And it's interesting because I was into Japan and into its culture and its aesthetics even before I understood what anime really was. So it was so cool to see that I liked Japanese culture already, but it coming together with the animation that I loved from Japan was so cool. So that's the story.
Awesome. Yeah. So, and so can you tell us, how did you end up living, like moving to living in Japan? Yeah.
Yeah. So I've honestly expressed interest. I knew I expressed interest in going to Japan. A lot of people do, but then there's a whole other level when you say you want to live in Japan, because there's a lot of sacrifices you have to make, obviously. But even from a young age, I want to say around 6th grade, I remember writing a paper about Japan's history and geography and culture. And I remember from that moment, I was even like, I could do it. Like, I could live in Japan. And it's something that I want to do. Even from such a young age, I had these thoughts. And so in 2014, I had an opportunity to go on a educational cultural trip to Japan through my university. And that was the first time I ever went to Japan. It was in 2014. And it was just probably one of the best and most life-changing experiences of my life. And I knew when I went on that trip, even though it was a very short 10-day trip, I was like, I could definitely see myself living here. So I graduated college, and my husband, Alan, he's an English major. He has a teacher's license. So he is just equipped with all the tools and paperwork necessary to teach English in Japan. And that's what he's always wanted to do. Even before I met him, it was his goal. So it just so happened that we were perfect for each other. And we moved to Japan in 2018, March of 2018, and we've been here ever since. And I'm still very happy with it. I think me and Alan, we've made the perfect decision to live here. So that's how that happened.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess one more kind of quick, easy question, then I'll throw it over to CHRONOZ. So in bringing up your husband, Alan, can you tell us a little bit about how the two of you met, like what you kind of connected around? Is that, yes. I assume that's kind of related to all of this awesome stuff.
It is. It's related to gaming too, which is so interesting. We met in 2011. I want to say like maybe 5 months after the 3DS came out. And so if you know a lot about the 3DS, its first year was not great. So not a lot of people had it. But I got it at launch, and Alan had gotten it at launch. So I met him in college at a bus stop. He was playing his 3DS, which is the first time I'd seen someone at my university playing the 3DS. I was like, hey, is that a 3DS? He's like, yeah. And I really think he was playing Sonic. I'm not even joking. So I'm like, this dude's playing Sonic the Hedgehog, match made in heaven. So I just remember we rode the bus back to our dorm together and started talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. And it just turned out that he was in Japan the summer before that semester started. So he was showing me pictures of him in Japan. He was there for like a month and a half or something. And we instantly became friends. I mean, all it takes is you're a Sonic fan, you're a Nintendo fan, and you've been to Japan, you're interested in Japan, instant friends. And we started dating quickly after that, several months after that. So yeah, that's how we met. That's how we met.
Awesome. That's a great story. So CHRONOZ, you have some questions as well for our guest?
Yeah. Just kind of thinking about them today at work, like the good ones. And I think, out of all your time there, your travels, do you have a favorite hotspot, a favorite spot that you go to, you love visiting in Japan? That is just like your favorite spot, unless you just love everything.
I definitely have a favorite spot. Well, several, but I'll mention one that just really is special to me. And there's an island in the north of Japan called Hokkaido, and it's the snowiest place in Japan. It's known for incredibly cold, snowy winters. And I went there 2 years ago for about a year and a half ago for the snow festival. It's one of the most famous snow festivals probably in the world, Sapporo Snow Festival. And it's a city of about 5-6 million people, and it's just this snowy, cozy winter wonderland. People who love summer and hate winter probably hate that I'm saying this, but I love winter and snow sports, and it's just an amazing city. It was an amazing time. I think that's my favorite place in Japan, and I think that if you're a fan of snow and snow sports, Hokkaido, Sapporo, Japan is a good place to go. And that is where my favorite Pokemon Gen 4 Sinnoh region takes place is inspired by Hokkaido as well. So there's a gaming connection there too that I love. And so in the future, I have plans to visit Hokkaido and go all around it and hit up some of the spots that are seen in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and which is perfect timing with the remakes coming out too. So I would say that's it. There's a lot of other places, but if you guys ever go and you like snow, you don't mind snow, Ryan, you probably are so used to snow.
Oh yeah.
We
live in igloos here, really.
Truly. And I grew up mostly in Virginia, Southern Virginia, so I didn't really get that much snow in comparison. So maybe I'm like, I haven't been around snow enough where I think it's the coolest thing ever. You could be bored. I don't know. But
I'm actually more like, sorry.
Oh, go for it. I just recommend it.
I actually kind of wonder when you say like, oh, it's the coldest part in Japan, like coldest area in Japan. I'm like, how cold is it though? Like,
it might not faze you, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only difference is that it just snows a lot because Japan's an island nation. It also rains a lot. There's a rainy season.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we're in the middle of one right now. And so Hokkaido might get more snow, but it might just be like 18 degrees Fahrenheit is probably nothing to you in Canada.
I'm trying to do the math in my head because we're all Celsius.
I can't. I'm trying so hard to learn Celsius because Japan also uses Celsius. But it's like when it's put in your brain that Fahrenheit is the standard, it's so I'm trying. I have it on my phone too. I have Celsius on my phone. I'm trying to learn shift. But gosh, I don't know. But I will say it was 18 degrees Fahrenheit the day that I went to the snow festival, and I was out for 10 hours in that weather, which I was not used to. But hey, if you're Canadian, it might be no problem for you. You know. So
just enjoying the snow angels, the yellow snowballs. I mean, all that fun stuff when it comes to
yellow
snow, right?
snowballs. Oh, yeah, dude, it's actually crazy. I mean, stuff I've never seen. They have tables that are made of ice, and you can bars. Dude, it's crazy, and you can go up and order. You can order I got alcoholic hot chocolate or something, and just you stand. It's like an ice bar. Like the table bar is made of ice, and it's just so
alcoholic
it's something cozy.
Hot chocolate. Holy
yes,
moly.
It's good.
I gotta get
it's
one
great.
of those.
Dude, you've got to. And there's something, and you're just surrounded by all these ice sculptures, eating on this ice table. I'm sure there'd be ice chairs if it didn't make your butt cold, but it's so.
That's the dream. You're living the dream. Oh my lord! It's just like the way I
love winter. I'm a big winter fan, so it's a perfect festival for me. Let's
see. I had another one. With your gaming love, when it comes to Pokemon and kind of, you grew up with gaming, do you think that game has a big thing to do with everything you're pretty much doing now? Like they've involved with your travels to Japan and all that stuff. You think it kind of is a big effect to your life now?
Absolutely, 100%. For two major reasons. One being that I don't think I would have explored more about Japanese culture and Japanese life if it wasn't for my intense interest in anime as a medium, which I never would have gotten into anime if it wasn't for Sonic X. And I wouldn't have gotten into Sonic X had I not played the Sega Genesis when I was 4 or 5 years old. So that's a major reason. And then the other reason that that gaming was so important for what I do now is when I was like 16, I started a YouTube channel called Kiirahedgehog that was mostly about Sonic the Hedgehog video games. And I would have never learned how to edit, or I never would have learned about all the hardware and software that I need to use to create the Japan videos that I do now if it wasn't for my intense interest in gaming as a child and making stuff back then, you know? So it came full circle for me.
Yeah, I like that. Your video editing is definitely really nice. I like watching your
Thank
videos
you.
when it comes to just kind of how you describe it. Oh my God, I just love the feel of you're there. You're showing us how Japan is. Do you guys want to go into that Pokemon Cafe Osaka clip? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
go
do
into
it. Go to you, yeah.
So, for those who are watching, thank you for those who are watching right now, and let's go into what a little bit of insight in some Japan and Kira's travels, and we got this one. Do you know the full title? It's the Pokemon Cafe Osaka in Japan. Is that
Yeah, Pokemon Cafe in Osaka, Japan. Yeah.
All right, here we go, guys. Let's play this.
Hi guys, I'm in Osaka right now, and behind me is the Pokemon Center and the Osaka Pokemon Cafe. We have a reservation booked at the Pokemon Cafe. It's my first time at the Pokemon Cafe as well. Alright, let's go check it out. Are these maps, you flip them and it's like a random... Yeah. Oh, yours is cute. They're all cute. It's all Pikachu themed. They're all different. Pikachu's variety plate. Eevee's variety plate. I want to get this Floor Bunny vanilla cream soda. So I'm gonna get this, I think. Alright guys, we got our first thing. This is the Waitress Pikachu mango shake, and it is so cute. I love the colors on this one. And it comes with a really cute napkin, just like Pokemon Cafe themed napkin. Alright guys, I got the Pikachu plate, which I think this is like a spaghetti udon thing. This is hamburg steak, shrimp, potatoes, a salad.
That
and
looks
I think
so
this
good.
is like rice with egg. Omelet rice, Pikachu is omelet rice. And then of course, this is the Score Bunny drink that I got. Score Bunny was my starter in Pokemon Sword and Shield, so I naturally had to go with that one. And this looks really good. Alright Alan, what did you get there? Snorlax?
Yeah, man, they got me a Cubby Gone variety platter.
Rice, chicken.
He's sleeping.
Oh, he is sleeping.
Disease.
Pasta.
And onion soup and salad.
His hat is my favorite part. The spoon is also cute. I would like to have something to eat my food with.
You have to use your hands.
I have to use my hands. So if you order a drink, you get like entered into a drawing or whatever where you always win, and you can win a really cute Pokemon. What are these called?
Coasters.
Coasters. So they're all cute. Oh my gosh, these are fantastic. I love that on the Snorlax plate you've got the tree trunk on the grass on the mat. I ate it all. That's all that's left. Now we have the Pikachu butt dessert. Alright, so now that we've eaten, we're checking out the Pokemon Cafe shop, where you can buy the little Pikachu waiters and waitresses. Oh, they have Meowth too! Oh, they have a lot. They have Squirtle and the starters for Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm pretty sure you can actually buy the Snorlax plates and like some of the other dishes that they use in the cafe. Even the utensils, it's crazy! So cute!
There's a little plane.
That is so cute! The really convenient thing is that the Pokemon Center is right next to the cafe, so you can buy more Pokemon stuff after you've already spent all your money in the Pokemon Cafe. You know what? This is a good place to end the video, right? Here, in front of the 3 legendary birds. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of the Pokemon Cafe. The food is actually really delicious. It's a bit on the expensive side, but I think it is totally worth it for any Pokemon fan to go and eat here. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can find information about what the cafe serves, where it's located, prices, and stuff like that. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more Japan, anime, and Pokemon content. Bye! There goes Eevee. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna burp.
Wow,
That's my friend.
oh my god, that
was fun.
was amazing. That was awesome. That's gonna be my new to-go-to spot. Gotta go to Japan. Pikachu Cafe. Wow, it was amazing. The plates, the food, the Pikachu plate, and all the.
Yeah.
I love all the different plates they had. The different like drinks you guys were having. The desserts were amazing. You know what I love so much about your video was also your music choice. And it's just like, whoa.
I'm trying
So
to
why
get
am I-
a relaxing vibe, you know?
Yeah.
You got a name for that? Did you look? What did you look up, or what did you have when you chose that particular?
I don't even remember. I usually just look up like chill, either like chill beats or some kind of jazz. Jazz is always good for
Yeah.
these kinds of things. But oh my god, CHRONOZ, you would love Osaka because, you know, you've got that Pokemon Cafe there, right, with the Pokemon Center. And then also in Osaka, that's where Super Nintendo World is at Universal
I was gonna ask you
Studios.
that.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta hit that.
You gotta go there too.
Yeah. You
So
have to
Super
go.
Nintendo World or Land? Is it World?
I think it's World. Yeah, it's World. I always call it the wrong thing every time.
Did you go there? Have you been
I
there?
did go there. Yeah, I have a video on that.
Yeah.
too.
That was a good
What?
video. I mean, they're all good videos, but I was like, oh yeah, I want to see this.
I
Oh,
was
okay.
so
Go there now. right?
happy
So-
to be able to go. It was crazy. Like my friend was my friend who's in that Pokemon video. He it was his birthday in March. That's why we were in Osaka, and he was
Okay.
begging me like months before. He's like, "We're gonna go to Osaka. We're gonna go to the Pokemon Cafe, and we're gonna go to Super Nintendo World." And at that time, they were only letting VIPs into Super Nintendo World, and with everything going on with the virus and stuff, it didn't seem realistic that I'd be able to go because I went the second week that it was open.
Oh wow.
So I was like, "There's no way they're gonna only let in like VIPs still, and there's no way you're gonna get tickets." He totally convinced me to do it. I booked the bus to Osaka, booked all the hotels, and we took a risk. And we got to USJ, and we stood in line for this because you have to get the Universal Studios ticket, and you have to get at no extra cost, but you do have to get a ticket to get into Super Nintendo World.
Okay.
And those are limited. So there was a chance we might not have been able to do it at all, but we got really lucky. We arrived at Universal Studios at like 8 in the morning, and it worked out, and we got to go. So it was just amazing, an amazing time.
Oh wow, wow. Ryan, do you have any questions right now that you want to throw in as we?
Yeah, so let's go to maybe a bit of a a harder one, but so a little bit of challenge, let's say. So I follow your Ginger Gaiden channel, your Kiirahedgehog channel. I believe it's Kira Fox on Twitch, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And on Twitch, you've alluded to a few times. My mind keeps going to either like talent or skill, and I don't think those really quite fit. But you have this thing that you can do that you've made reference to a few times, where if someone gives you sort of like their favorite anime or what anime they started with, that you're able to kind of like piece together or like form a sort of picture of what their personality is like. So can you do that kind of for us on stream? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, Ryan, you got to give me your favorite anime. Usually I ask for favorite anime, but a lot of times people come to the stream, they don't watch anime. So I'll start with Ryan and then I'll do CHRONOZ. So Ryan, favorite anime and favorite game, go.
Okay, so are we talking like movie, show?
Anything, any kind of anime thing, whether it's a movie or a TV show. Just what is the first thing that comes to your mind when I'm just like, what's your favorite anime?
First one, movie or anime, probably Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind.
You are an old school fan, I think. You are like Ghibli. I'm so sometimes I really love Ghibli movies, and they're a toss up for me. I either really don't like it or I really love it, and Nausicaa is one that I just think is so beautiful. So that's a great choice. Just wanted to say that.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm old school in the sense of like I got into anime like back in high school, so that's like. Well, I mean, we're at the 20th anniversary of the Twin Towers, the 9/11. I was in high school when I was halfway through high school when that happened. So, so yeah, I go back a ways watching anime. I took a long time, not off. I just didn't watch anything, and got back into it. Nausicaa is a more recent watch for me. Actually, I bought all the Ghibli movies, and I'm gradually going through watching every single one. I have 3 left.
Wow, what an adventure, huh?
Yeah. I still have to hit up Grave of the Fireflies is one of the older ones that I haven't seen yet. I'm really excited for that, and then it's the 2 newest ones are the other 2 that I haven't seen. Favorite
Grave
game?
of the Fireflies. Get ready for it, man. Just get ready. It's a trip. I'll just put it that way.
I'm very much looking forward to it. Favorite game. Favorite game is more new school as of 2017, Breath of the Wild, 100%.
See, I already understand so much about you by just telling me that you love Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind, and Breath of the Wild. Like, you definitely love your adventure series. With how adventurous Nausicaa is. Like, I see Nausicaa and Breath of the Wild, like, they're best friends to me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That sounds right.
Totally makes sense. Well, interesting. All right. Well, I'm going to ask CHRONOZ too. All right, CHRONOZ, tell me what's your favorite anime and your favorite game.
Favorite anime, I've been trying to get into a lot of newer stuff this past few months, new movies and shows, but the one that always takes me back is my most favorite anime show. It's, if I'm pronouncing it right, it's Elfen Lied or
Elfen Lied? Yeah.
Yes, is my ultimate. I gotta watch it again so badly. I'm trying to find it again, and I will. I might just have to order online, but yes, it's such a such a marvel to watch when you're enjoying true anime. I mean, that's how I feel. How I see it. Let's see, game 2. I would say I do love Breath of the Wild, but I'm still playing that now. Actually, the past few days, but. Actually, my favorite game of all time will be Zelda: A Link to the Past, Super Nintendo.
Oh, nice. Old school stuff. Well, I love that you said Elfen Lied, because that's probably not an anime I should have watched at 15 when I watched it, but I have the manga in my other room. One of my favorite series, honestly. It's one of the few anime I have watched. I've probably watched that series 5 times through, which to some people might not seem like a lot, but I don't really like to rewatch stuff. So for me to rewatch that show 5 times is very meaningful. So that's a great pick, honestly, to me.
Yeah, it's kind of brings me back home when I think about, where it all kind of began to me with that love and crave of anime, and even though I was always drawing anime characters as I was younger, my older teens and my 20s, always just drawing something with anime, drawing Dragon Ball Z characters or whatever, or making up my own anime characters with the big old eyes and do stuff like that. But just, I think it was just Elfen Light who just like, I really desperately want to go. I'm gonna order it tonight. Screw it. I'm gonna go find it. It's gonna be in some type of DVD. I'm gonna have it sent over here. Oh man! So now look at it. I'm just like, man, I want to watch it again so bad. But yeah, that's the passion there with anime. And I'll just add in a question in there. What do you recommend right now for shows or even a good movie in Japanese or anime?
Oh man, this is always a hard question for me to answer because
there's so much.
And anime as a medium is like, there's so many genres, and I'm a huge fan of like your really relaxing, super like cutesy moe shows. Yuru Camp, Nononbyori are some of my favorite anime of all time, and if I recommend that to people, they might not be into that because they could be into shonen. Like their favorite stuff could be like Yu Yu Hakusho or Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff like that. So it's really hard. The first thing I would have to ask people is what if they weren't into anime, what movies and TV series do you like? And then from there, I can kind of be like, oh, if you like this show, you'll like this anime. But if I were just to generally recommend people some anime, Kanata no Astra or Astra Lost in Space is a really good one. It's got your mixes of space, survival, sci-fi, romance, comedy, mystery, and then Code Geass. I think I try to recommend ones that have multiple genres, and Code Geass is one that does have the sci-fi, the politics, the mecha, the action, and so much stuff together. So I try to recommend ones that could be loved by anyone, So I'll have to go with those two. Code Geass and Kanata no Astra are pretty good ones.
You're gonna have to send that text to me later on because I won't be able to spell that right.
I'll tweet you.
Tweet me, please.
For sure.
I gotta get into something, and I have been on Netflix looking at some, watching some shows, and I think what's the last one I saw? I think it was called was it called Japan Sinks or it's like
Japan Sinks. Japan Sinks 2020.
It was great. It was sad and it was beautiful at the same time.
Right.
All the parts of it. It was just I couldn't stop watching. I kept watching every episode. Was it a movie or show?
It was like,
'cause I saw the whole thing.
It felt like a movie, but it was definitely. I think it's like 5 or 6 episodes.
Oh, right.
Or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was 6 episodes, and it doesn't have any more after that, right? Just strictly one series, and I just loved the whole feel of the entire show, and it got you hooked. And I was supposed to go to bed early that night, and I stayed up past like till 2 a.m.
Keep going.
I was like, this is so good, I was like, I was going to work all like, oh man, what do I do? I'm tired, but it was a good show, Sometimes it's just worth it, because. But that's what I've been doing lately is just catching up on that good old anime, It's pretty much what we love. That's where a lot of inspiration comes from too. We get inspired by things we see, whether these artists or people who create such beauty, and then we want to go to Japan. I swear to you, that is that's a 100% number one goal. That's the future. I'm coming.
Yes.
I'm coming to Japan.
You should.
I will save up.
You should.
All right.
You
I
should.
100% will, and I do worry, about certain things and climate changes and things like that. There, but you know what? It's like I can't let things scare me. I want to go.
Yeah.
Life is so short. You've got to just do it.
Yeah.
It is. It's just really short. I'll make that. It's a dream, and it will come true.
Yeah.
Quick one for you. How's COVID over there? I know maybe if you don't want to talk about it, but it's like, are you doing fine over there? It's a little hard over there? Is it things are calm right now?
Yeah. Well, I'm fortunate that and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm just really happy that it hasn't been as crazy bad here as it has been in other countries. So, I'm trying to look at the bright sides of that. But right now, it seems that cases are going down, which is wonderful. All I could ask for. It is what I love about Japan is that masks were actually part of Japanese culture before the pandemic. In fact, 2 years ago, I taught at a school. Even in 2014, actually, some people in my group, in my university group, wore masks because in Japanese culture, if you are going to work or going out and you have a cough or you're a little bit sick or something, it's like putting on a pair of shoes to wear a mask in Japan. So, in 2019, when I was teaching at an elementary school, I think I had the sniffles or something one day and I wore a mask, and that was totally normal. It's very normal. So that hasn't even been an argument here at all, which has been really nice. But I think things are looking up. I think things are definitely getting better. Hopefully borders start opening up because I miss my friends. I miss my friends coming to visit. I recently moved closer to Tokyo, which is mostly where people come in to vacation in Japan. So I live close to Tokyo, but none of my friends from America or Canada can come in. So that's been really hard to deal with, is mostly just not being able to see my friends.
They can't come in right now, or there's not?
Yeah, tourists can't. Tourists can't right now. So you can come in. There's crazy quarantine stuff that you have to do. But if you have a visa to live in Japan or work in Japan, you can get in under certain circumstances. But they have cut off all travel visas. So none of my travel visa friends can come in. But I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I really believe there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I think we're going to get out of this quicker than we think. That's the very optimistic part of me. So who knows?
Yeah.
But it hasn't been too bad. I've felt, I'm going to Tokyo in a couple weeks because things are calming down. I plan on going to the Nintendo store and the Pokemon Center. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been over there. So I'm pretty excited about that. So pretty hopeful all around.
This is my new favorite channel. I'm going to be watching all your stuff and.
Yeah, I'll be filming Nintendo Store stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I know you will. So we're gonna be waiting for that. We're gonna be eager.
Yeah.
Just for those who are watching, I do have let's see, in the description her information, YouTube channel, and those kind of fun things down there. Look down below. We want to click on Chikira, the Hedgehog and Ginger Gaiden. I go by both names, right? On your, and then you go by, what was it on Twitch?
Kira Fox.
But yeah, that's definitely where we can find you. But let's keep on rolling. Ryan, you want to pick it off from there, or?
Yeah. So I mean, obviously we don't have the same sort of capability to determine personality, but we talked about our favorite anime and games. So let's throw that back to you. Tonight is about you. So what is your favorite anime, and what is your favorite game?
Oh man, it's funny you asked the favorite anime question because recently I changed it, and I hadn't changed it in the last 12 years.
Whoa.
In 2008, I watched an anime called CHRONOZ and fell in love with it and its second season, and I was like, this is my favorite anime, and it's been that way since like 2008, 2009. But it's a very sad anime with a lot of sad, tragic things happening. And when I was a teenager, not quite yet an adult, I was like, this is awesome. I love the sad. Beautiful animation, beautiful music. It just had the best of everything I've ever wanted in an anime, right? Well, now as an adult, every time I see a screenshot from it or hear music from it, I just get sad. And I don't want to feel that way. So I recently decided, I was like, you know what? I think CHRONOZ is probably one of the most significant anime to me, personally, in my life. But if I had to pick a favorite anime that I just would sit down and watch over and over again, it would be Nonon Biori, which is a story about elementary school girls who live in the countryside of Japan. And it's just the ridiculous, funny things that I guess young Japanese schoolgirls would do. And, kids say the funny stuff. So it's just wholesome and cute and relaxing because it's got those countryside vibes. So that, along with Yuru Camp, which is a anime about girls camping around Mount Fuji, and that's all it's about. It's about camping, but it's relaxing, and that's what I need in my adult life, right? So those are my favorite anime, and then my favorite video game of all time is Sonic Adventure. Specifically, Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut for the GameCube, which I know has some controversy because people think it's a bad port of this Sega Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure. I've played both. I think they're both wonderful. So Sonic Adventure is definitely my favorite game of all time. I've never really thought about what's after that, but yeah, Sonic Adventure, best favorite game of all time, and has been since I was 10 years old.
Nice.
So yeah.
Sonic Colors. Tell me about that. Sorry.
Oh, Sonic Colors.
Do you recommend that? I've been thinking about it.
Ah, man. So I haven't played Sonic Colors Ultimate yet because I'm waiting for the patch. There's a patch that's coming out for the bugs that are in the game. And if I'm going to play Sonic Colors Ultimate, I want it to be the best that it can be. But I did play Sonic Colors in 2010 back on the Wii. And I love the game. I think it's very fun. It's just I can't remember a lot about it because it's been so long since I've played. It's been 11 years since it's been out. So if not longer than that. But I recommend it as a game, but I think I would wait a little bit. Maybe wait for a price drop and wait for those patches to roll in to see if Ultimate's worth picking up. I wouldn't know personally, but
I was thinking about it for the Switch, but because it's coming up in a few days or so, and I was thinking, should I wait for some patches or something like that first, and then get it? Because I haven't had a Sonic game in a while, and that one really does intrigue me a lot.
It's really fun. Really good level design from what I remember. Really good music. It's just unfortunate that the port is not clean. But I think once they clean it up, it's definitely be worth picking up. I'm a huge Sonic fan, but it's already out in Japan, and unless I can go tomorrow to the game store and they have the collector's edition, which looks really good, I'm probably going to wait for a price drop personally. I think it's a game I can wait for the patches,
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about. I remember from earlier in the specifically in the Ginger Gaiden channel, you lived in I believe it was Miyagi in Sendai, and now you're in Ibaraki. As you said earlier, near to Tokyo.
Closer to Tokyo, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about why you moved and kind of what you love about each area.
So originally we lived in Miyagi Prefecture near Sendai. We lived very countryside because a lot of the schools that hire foreign teachers to teach English, are in countryside. Most people in Japan live in the countryside versus I would say Tokyo, as big of a metropolis as it is. So many people live in the countryside. So through the job, we got placed in middle of nowhere, kind of good old countryside Japan, which I love. And that we moved closer to Tokyo because the jobs do pay more and there's just more opportunity the closer you get to Tokyo. And, it's kind of like that in America or even Canada. I'm sure the closer maybe you get to Toronto or Ontario, there are more opportunities open up. Maybe the closer you are to New York and Los Angeles, more opportunities present themselves and higher paying jobs perhaps. So it's the same here. So that's really the boring reason why we moved here is just job opportunity was way better. But I do miss the countryside. It's very peaceful. Here, I live more in a suburb. So it's louder. There's cars. There's loud people. So I miss the countryside, but I'm okay. It is convenient because I'm close to Tokyo. So that I'll give it that.
I believe on one of your videos, you described Ibaraki. It wasn't your description. It was from a magazine or online or something, that it's the least desirable place to live.
That and the least attractive place in Japan. And Japan's a beautiful country, so maybe Ibaraki is beautiful to a lot of people. But yeah, it's we have one mountain, one little mountain range, and most people want to live in places with gorgeous snow-capped mountains and stuff like that, and don't really have too many beaches here. It's kind of Ibaraki is kind of on the outskirts of Tokyo so much that people that live here just end up deciding to go live in Tokyo because they're Tokyo's an hour away. I may as well go live in Tokyo rather than live here where there's more stuff and more job opportunities. So Ibaraki is also the prefecture that is #1 for its population declining, and not just because birth rates in Japan are declining. It's mostly just because people are leaving the countryside or leaving Ibaraki to go live in Tokyo, right? So, I kind of wanted to prove that, Ibaraki had something that was worth living here for. And as embarrassing as it is, I have not found that yet. I'm not saying that I hate living in Ibaraki, but I much rather preferred Miyagi. And I don't see myself living in this prefecture for much longer. So I'll probably make another video to follow up that one video you mentioned. I'll probably be like, I was wrong about Ibaraki. I didn't prove anything this entire time while I was here. But hey, it's not very tourist friendly either. So that's another issue. But
yeah, I mean the windmill and the sort of flower garden or whatever was on the land around that. It's kind of nice looking. You showed some nice stuff in the video, at least.
Yeah, it's just the problem is, why would anyone travel an hour up from Tokyo? There's just not enough here to justify a tourism boom here when Tokyo's right there. And then you can go south of Tokyo an hour and see Mount Fuji and see Kamakura, which is where that bamboo garden is, by the way.
Okay.
That we have coming up later. So it's just, when you have the power to travel an hour outside of Tokyo, Ibaraki's going to be dead last on the list. So,
right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So on that note, where are sort of the key places, or what are the key things to see? Obviously, no one can now. You said that tourists are not allowed to get into Japan right now. But for someone going to Japan or planning eventually to go to Japan, what are sort of like the main things that you have to see when you go there?
All right. My number one thing that I always, if people land in Japan, I'll go pick them up at the airport. I'm like, we gotta go. And this is not the most hidden place in Tokyo that no one knows about, or hidden gems in Tokyo. It's just Tokyo Skytree, which everyone knows about. It's very crowded, but it's the tallest structure in Japan, and it's the second tallest structure in the world besides the what's it called, Burj Khalifa in Dubai, or I think it's just second to that. And it's an amazing tower, and you can go in and there's a free museum about how they built Tokyo Skytree. There's a mall under it that has a Pokemon Center, has character stores full of great stuff. Food, so much food, really beautiful, pretty new area. I love the Tokyo Skytree area, and it's not, everyone knows about it, but people might skip out on it because they think it's overrated. I don't think so. I love that place. So I immediately recommend Tokyo Skytree. That's also where the Kirby Cafe is, by the way.
Okay.
Permanent Kirby Cafe. Yes. If you ever decide to do it, go on the website, because you have to book reservations very early in advance for it. It's not something you can just walk into. It's reservations only. So keep that in mind. But I just immediately take people to Tokyo Skytree if we're in Tokyo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, and so what other, depending on how long the person has to stay in Japan, what other sites would you recommend?
Let's see. It depends if we were, if they wanted to get out of Tokyo, if they were tired of Tokyo, and they wanted to go to maybe a place that is very Instagrammable, so to say, or very sightsee, but not as crowded and not as full of tourists. Maybe if they want to go somewhere a little outside the box, I would take them to a place called Matsushima, which I've done a video on in the past before, which is up in Miyagi Prefecture, northern Japan, where I used to live, and it's just this beautiful bay area with where you can take a boat ride through the bay, and there's these natural islands and rock formations all in that bay. And it's still probably the most beautiful place I've ever been to in Japan. You can look it up, Matsushima, Matsushima, if anyone wants to look it up. It's beautiful in the during fall leaf season. Summer, it's great. Every time I go there, there's something crazy that happens. Me and my friend, we went there during the summer a couple years ago, and they had a samurai festival. which I think is in my video.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Dudes in samurai samurai uniforms, full on samurai outfits, walking down the street. Awesome,
Wow,
tons of
that's
great
cool.
food. Yeah, Matsushima's wonderful. I think it's if you live in that region of Japan, Tohoku or Miyagi, it's not that like hidden to you. But if you are someone who only has been in like Tokyo or Osaka, it's going to be an out of the box experience, I think. So
Awesome. CHRONOZ, did you have any other questions you wanted to ask?
Yeah. Let's see. Where am I at here? Let's see. Do you plan to return at all to the States anytime soon? That's just simple.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now. Of course, with everything going on, it's a little difficult, but basically, I want to return for Christmas to see family for Christmas, and we'll see how that goes. But that I'm gonna stay for like a month and I plan on going to IchibanCon, which is an anime convention in Charlotte, North Carolina, around where I used to live, and then MagFest, which is in Maryland or Washington D.C. Or National Harbor, Maryland. You guys probably know or are familiar with MagFest. It's a huge music and gaming festival, where like Jun Sonoy, who does Sonic music, he did a concert there. They have like gosh, I can't remember the names of the band, but they'll have like super famous bands who are Power Glove, I think, is one of them, that does like metal covers of video game music. Anyway, wonderful video game convention full of art and music. So I plan to go to that too. So I plan to be there for a month in between December and January, but we'll see if I can get in and out of all the countries that I need to. That's the plan.
It's a hard one right now. Hopefully things by that time do wind down. I do think that we are better prepared this time around, how things are happening. But like I said, just certain spots are a little bit more harder. But yeah, just like I think you were saying, I think things are going to start looking up soon, and I'm really hoping for that.
I'm hoping for that too. I think I get more optimistic as time goes on, so that's good.
So, have you figured out your life yet in Japan?
I figured out my life. There are parts of it that I've figured out, and there's parts that I definitely struggle with. Language is one of them. I'm not a very good student in terms of being able to process information. Like I was a DC student in high school. Like I barely passed in high school. Just I have learning disabilities that just completely mess up my brain, and I cannot learn well, right? So learning Japanese has been really tough for me. I've taken so many tests, I do so many lessons, and some things stick and some things don't. But I think I just got to keep going, you know. So the language has been hard to learn, but it's been fun to learn, and I don't want to give up. I never want to give up. But then there's some things that I figured out, like, you know, I know what I like to eat. I know where I like to eat. I can get around my place really well. I've gotten public transportation down really well. Apartment hunting has been super easy for Alan and I too. I don't see myself living in this apartment or Ibaraki for that much longer, maybe even another year or so. But I think, like, I'm very comfortable. I'm very comfortable with life here. Like, I kind of feel like if I went back to America, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, maybe I'd be uncomfortable there because I'd forget how to do stuff.
Yeah. The life that you have, or the life that you've been having in Japan, going back to the States, you're just going to be like, oh, shit, I want to go back. I want to go back home. Home is Japan. That's where it's now, you know, where you enjoy the most.
Right.
Oh, man, that's still kind of tricky, you know, just, you know, but also an amazing experience and adventure that you are pursuing, and your dream is there. It's happening right now. So
yeah, and I wouldn't change anything right now, honestly.
Do you have any I know you're still learning Japanese. Any tips right now for what you're going through, or for us about to go into learning Japanese, like take classes?
Yeah, so there's a website that I use. It's called italki.com, and that's where I get my video lessons from. You can like connect it, and even if this is if you want to learn any language, not just Japanese, but you can connect with like native Japanese speakers and professional teachers who, if you have the textbook, which I've got like a crap ton of textbooks right here, that I just use all the time. So it's just, you want to know your resources. You're going to want to know what books will work for you. I would just, my number one tip would be to try different things, try different teachers, try different tools, try different apps and textbooks, because like some books aren't for me. Genki, not really for me. This book is much better. So, you know, some books work for others and some don't. So I think that's just my number one tip, is to be open on what tools you use and keep trying different things until something feels comfortable to you.
Okay, thank you. Very good. Very good. Ryan, you have. We are at 56 minutes.
All right, so yeah, we'll just kind of tie it up and finish with the clip from the bamboo garden video.
Yeah.
Yes, very very exciting. It's a nice, chill, relaxing kind of finish out to the video, and great to showcase more of your work, which again is really awesome, really enjoyable. But so on the note of learning Japanese, I think you and I have talked, like, well, I've typed, but in on Twitch, you know, I have some general, very basic phrases that I can say. The most complicated thing that I can say is that I'm Canadian in Japanese.
Awesome. That's all you need.
Yeah, I figured, like, if I'm able to say that, then you're like, oh, okay, this is why you're terrible at talking in Japanese. And if they
you're
know
trying.
English, then
That's
you
the
help
most
me out.
important
But
thing.
so yeah, well, yeah, yeah. What are kind of like the key phrases or key things that you need to know to communicate well in Japanese?
Well, I think, you know, it's weird that I even have to say this, because I can't imagine people going to another country and not learning like yes, no, and thank you. But there are people who travel to Japan and other countries who don't even take the time to learn how to say thank you. Could you imagine that? Like if I was going to like Russia or Germany, I would learn how to say thank you in those languages, right? That's just common sense to me, but for some people, I guess it's not.
How do you say thank you in Japanese?
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Wait, all that?
Arigato. Well, you can just say arigato. Arigato. It's just the very there you go. Arigato. But the very more formal version, like arigato gozaimashita, is what you hear a lot.
I love the way you say it.
Arigato is good. They will be. Let me tell you. You know, Japanese people, they love their language and their culture, and they love sharing. And this is just coming from Japanese friends that I have. They love sharing their culture and their language with people who are not Japanese. And they'll just be so happy that you even tried. They will be. It shocks them too sometimes when you even know that much, I think.
Arigato. How do you say the last part?
Gozaimashita.
What? Oh, go.
Go, like go. Za.
Goza.
I.
Gozai.
Mas.
Gozaimasu.
Imas. And then I won't get into it too much, but past tense of that is like shita, gozaimashita, but you can just say gozaimasu if you just. That's like the plainest form I could probably give you.
Yeah.
Arigato gozaimasu.
There you go.
There we go.
See?
But I gotta say it in like arigato.
Arigato
gozaimasu.
Yeah.
Oh my
They'll,
god.
you know, hey, you're trying, and that's half the battle.
Yeah.
You know. So good.
Yeah,
good
that's
stuff.
something I better learn if I want to do something in a few years or so, and you know, this is day one, starting to commit to something. So
yeah.
Real quick, no, if I have read correctly or have been informed correctly, no is not often something that's actually like outright set, like because of the culture of honor and respect in Japan. You're more, if I'm informed correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong. You're more apt to hear like, oh, we can't do that, or more like kind of a bit polite, respecting your feelings kind of response.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Yeah, you'd be right. The technical Japanese word for no is ie. I almost never hear it. I mean, I will hear it, but I don't hear it as much as I would hear the word no in English. Because that's so common. You hear no every day, every hour of the day, you hear the word no. In Japanese, I don't think it's as common. It's more of like, hey, did you go to Tokyo today? It's rather than them saying no, I think it's more like, I didn't go, is what they'll say. Like, himasen deshita. I did not go, rather than iie. They won't really say that as much.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I don't want to fry our brains here, but you know. You would
Very
be right,
interesting.
though.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting the cultural differences and all the unique little things about language are all very interesting, and that's probably the main thing that I appreciate most about your content, that you get it like you have that very down to earth kind of, you're just another normal person. You're not like not like that you're not interested in growing your channel. Obviously, everyone that's on YouTube is interested in growing their channel, but you come across as just like a typical average person, easy to get along with.
I try to be genuine. Like, just, it's easy to watch people. I get so depressed when I'm watching people on YouTube who are like, I'm the best person ever at Japanese, and I don't struggle at all. Like, that's my thing that I try to push through my channels. Like, I struggle like so much with Japanese. I really do. And I don't want to sit here on my channel and be like, I'm awesome at Japanese. You know what I mean? Because I don't want people to be on my channel and get discouraged because they're seeing me being better at Japanese. Like, I want to be real to them. Like, hey, I've lived here for 3 years and I still struggle every day with it. And that's totally fine and normal, you know? So I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, you
that's
are
kind of what I want to get out.
Yeah, you very much put that out very well. But the other thing that you do very well, and that is probably like the key thing that I watch for. I mean, both of them are the key things that I watch the channel for. Is like seeing all of those, even like, you know, when you did the cooking video, like what you eat at home normally. I was almost like, oh, I kind of want to see more. Like, you had a few shots of the grocery store. I'm like, I want to see what the grocery store entirely is like, and like what are the chains or brands of grocery store in Japan, and like how is it different? And that may seem like, even as you're filming, like this is the most boring thing that I could possibly make, but to me it's like, oh, I notice all these little things that are, or the cafe. Like they do that more like a, it seems more like an experience, and like, they're giving you stuff. Whether it's the intent or not, it feels like it's like you want to remember this experience and kind of like treasure the experience that you're having. And so they're giving you something to sort of like help push that feeling. And I've never really seen anything like that in Canada or when I've traveled to the US pre-COVID. And so it's I don't know, it's, for me, it's really interesting, and I really appreciate seeing those differences. And
Yeah, I am so happy you said that, because I think there are some J bloggers who I think get in their head that, oh, this is not interesting to me, so it won't be interested to someone else. But I think like you have to remember that like what is normal for me here would probably be very interesting to someone outside these. And it probably is, like if you did videos about your life in Canada, your daily life, I'd be like, that is so cool, because I've never been to Canada. I don't know. Heck, I don't know what the heck you guys have at your grocery stores or your gas stations, you know, like everyday normalcy for you and I would be like, and CHRONOZ too, in America, you could do videos in America and there'd be people who don't live in America who would think that's awesome, you know? So it's just, you've got to look at it from your audience perspective, I think. So
Well, on that note, we've actually gone past the hour mark. It's been very great chatting with you. It's always great chatting with you, but it was nice to like actually connect or meet as much as you can actually do through the internet. It was really great, and I appreciate that we were able to work this out. Thank you very much for coming on. And CHRONOZ, if there's anything you want to say, or Kira,
I'll say thank you very much for this opportunity to for you to share with us. I know it's like early in the morning for you. Well, not that early, but you woke up, you had some breakfast, but it's just our time zones are, what are we, 8:30 pretty much p.m. You're what, 10:30?
10:30 a.m. Yeah.
It's very cool to know, like your travels in Japan, and what I look forward to checking out your channel more often and find out your visits in Tokyo. And I will be posting everything you do moving forward on Twitter. Just show that love.
Thank
Hey, this
you.
is what I'm watching. This is what I'm watching. You check it out. So again, it's great. It's inspiring. It's inspiration for us to see what you do. And thank you so much. And thank you again for
Thank
the time you've taken for us.
Thank you guys. You guys work so hard on this podcast. It's awesome. So
Thank
you guys do too.
Yeah, it was a great time. You're a great guest, and always welcome back. We'll
Very
have to
fun.
talk. Yeah,
Very
we'll have to talk after, like, follow up on Twitter, but maybe doing this again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love to do it
100%.
again.
100%.
All right. So on that note, if no one else has anything that they want to say, we promised another Ginger Gaiden video. Nice, relaxing bamboo garden experience.
Relaxing tea and bamboo garden.
Woo.
Yeah.
Love my tea.
All right, you guys ready for this one? And for those who are watching, thank you for watching. Right?
Thank you very much.
Again, it's been a great time, and we'll start off with this video, and I'll end the podcast right when the video ends, and then but we can stay and just kind of say our goodbyes at the on private. All right, guys. Everyone, take care. Thank you for coming by. Until next time. Let's see.
Hey everyone, I'm in Kamakura right now. This is my first time to Kamakura, and honestly, I just decided I would stop by on my way back from Shizuoka. I really gotta find something to eat, but after I eat, we are gonna go to a little bamboo garden that looks really cute. Alright guys, I'm near the garden. I'm gonna try and be a little bit quiet because this place is so peaceful. And even though there's loud cars going by, I don't want to be annoying with my voice, I guess. Here's the temple. I actually think I might be in the wrong place. This place is really pretty though. Surprised I haven't had to pay anything. Oh, maybe I pay up here. There's like a whole course. So we'll come back down that way, but for now we gotta go this way. You can pay 300 yen just to get in here, but if you pay an extra 600 yen, then you can get a ticket to enjoy some matcha at a cafe. So I definitely wanted to do that. Alright, let's go ahead and head into the main part of the forest, I guess. Honestly, back at Kamakura Station, it was pretty wild. It was very crowded, even though borders aren't open right now. There's a lot of people there, and it felt pretty chaotic, but there is such a difference here. It's so peaceful. Just want to explore every little corner to make sure I don't miss anything. I'm really mostly excited about the tea though, not gonna lie. I used to not like matcha that much, and then I moved to Japan, and when I worked, my coworkers would always give me matcha, and you know, I just drank it to be nice, but then like I started to really crave it, and now I really like matcha, and I don't understand how I didn't like it before, especially in the summer. Like nice cold matcha, like a bottle of matcha, oh my gosh, it's so good. I think up ahead is where we actually drink the matcha. So for green tea, please get a ticket at the entrance. Thank you. Now I've got mine. I bet this place is even better in the rain. Something about bamboo forests and rain sounds so amazing to me. Got my number and I guess some information about the Hokuji temple, and I can drink my matcha while looking at an amazing view. They also gave me some little Japanese sweets. Not sure what these are, but they're cute. I love the shapes. Well, drinking the matcha in the little place there was definitely amazing, definitely worth it. I think that if you come here, you may as well just pay the extra 600 yen to the little bit extra cash to sit there and drink some matcha and have a little bit of Japanese sweets too. I did learn that the temple over here actually was built all the way in 1334. So take another look. I'm sure since then it's been reconstructed because the upkeep looks really good, but yeah. Kamakura has a lot of very old and interesting Japanese history. Well, there it is, guys. If you happen to be in Kamakura, I think this is a nice, peaceful place if you need a break from the crowds. No promises, though, that on weekends and when borders open up that it won't be crowded, but you know, it was just very nice and peaceful. If I had more time, I would definitely explore more of Kamakura, but I think for today, I'm gonna head home and save Kamakura for another time. Hopefully with friends. Alright, I'm gonna catch a bus back to the station area and probably end my Kamakura trip there and head home. If you want to come here, just get to Kamakura Station. There's a bus. The bus for me was number 24. That could easily change, so please look up on Google Maps. I'll leave the information in the description if you are interested in coming here so that you know where to go. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe for more Japan adventures. Thank you so much to the Patreon subscribers as always, and I hope to see you in the next video.